Hello everyone, welcome back to Diamond Paintings with Mike, and by God have we got a lot to discuss. I don't know if we'll fit it all in today, but we've got lots to talk about. So yeah. First of all, I just want to say a massive thank you to Lazy Retired Granny, who I could kiss very much, but unfortunately we're too far away. Lazy Retired Granny very kindly got me into moon pies, and as I spoke about previously, I finally got the moon pie! Yes, this, I've tried the vanilla one, and I've never ever tried a blueberry one. Like, this is, all my friends in America, you will know what this is, because this is not sold here in the UK. We have companies that import them in and then obviously resell them, but this is called a once in a blue moon double decker moon pie, and it's blueberry. Like, look at all that loveliness in there. It just looks like pancakes. Like, I've had them before, but I can't remember what they taste like. And also, I did get a drink, but I couldn't resist. I had to have it. I've already drunk it, but it was called Sunkissed Berry Lemonade, and oh my days, like, so good. And then I got this Big Chewy Chips Ahoy chocolate brownie. Like, it's the most giantest cookie ever. Like, it's so big, and you only get like one in the pack. So yes, I'm going to tuck into that after this. But let's get a bit more of the notepad done here today. So, oh my God. Tomorrow is Sunday morning love you. So there will be no notepad tomorrow, because obviously we have Sunday morning love you. And yeah, it's been quite a manic day today. I have got tomorrow off from work. I've got tomorrow off of work because it's round number 2, guys. 30th of the 1st, we've been given a time this time, between 8 till 1. So are they actually, look, gas appliances are serviced and inspected. So they better not piss me about again this time, because I'll turn into the Incredible Hulk if they do. But it is a brand new company, so I think tenants and the landlord has got fed up with this other gas contractor, so it's back to square one again. So you can imagine this evening has been quite busy. I've been going around all the floors mopping them, and I thought, I literally cleaned all the worktop, took the tripod out, cleared it all up, and I thought, you know what, no, I'm going to do a session, because if I don't, and they don't turn up till 1, like, it's going to just backlog me, and then I'll have to, like, sit there filming it. I've also got to go into the town, because I've got to pick up something from an impost locker. So, yeah, I'm just, like, hoping and praying that they will turn up and get this bloody gas check out of the way, because it's one of the ones, as I've spoke about before, I don't like gas checks, because every time they play around with it or they service it, it breaks down. So the quicker this gets done, the quicker they can bugger off, and the quicker I can get back to doing diamond painting. So yeah, it doesn't say any time apart from 8 till 1, so it could be any time frame between then. So you can imagine, like, if I just sit down to start doing painting, and then they turn up and I'm like halfway through filming, that ain't gonna be very good, because I'll have to, like, quickly pack it all away, you know. But yeah, it's, you know, tomorrow, so hopefully get it done, get it out, and job done for another year. Because they've put on the actual, because I got a text as well, and they've said that it's urgent, so it was supposed to be done in December, but for some apparent reason they didn't do it. So yeah, so last weekend I went to see Teddy, because it was Teddy's weekend, and I went on the Saturday and just stayed for a bit, and I was mainly trying to sort out things that needed to be brought over here, and I spent most of the day in the kitchen sorting it out. And you know, in between I sort of like had an hour sorting stuff, and then I had an hour like seeing Teddy in the front room and stuff, and they tend to just play with their games and toys and stuff. So for me, it's just like a normal day, and just like get on with stuff there. Like I'm not the type of person that can just sit there like on a phone or just sit there like having a cup of tea with all the family. Like I like to be doing things all the time. So yeah, I did see them in between doing my jobs that I had to do, and yeah, so it was quite a busy day. And then I can't actually remember what I did after that, but I went home and obviously done dinner and stuff. And they've now said on the news that apparently Lloyd's Bank is closing down. So this country at the moment is in a terrible, terrible mess. Everything's closing. Like we'll have no bloody stores left on the supermarket. So yeah, WH Smiths are in like discussions about closing several stores. Lloyd's Bank. The trouble is with banks these days is that not many people do banking in store anymore. Like everything's digital now. Like most people do online banking. So I mean, I can't remember the last time I went in a bank. Probably like 3-4 years ago. Because people just don't bank the ways in which we used to do. I mean, years ago, before online banking came about, you could, you would have to go to the branch to pay in your money and stuff. But nowadays, you can just go to the shop like a PayPoint machine, and you can do it that way. You can do it through the post office, so people are not banking in the ways that we used to. So, yeah. So that's happening. Lloyd's Bank's closing. WH Smith's are closing. I didn't get to Colchester this week because Vinted, there was something on there that was at a brilliant price and I wanted to get it, so I thought, well, I'll use that for Vinted and use the budget for Vinted this week. I've got too many paintings as it is, so it's not like I need any more, but I did briefly see Crafting with Hannah did get an Easter bunny in a picture frame, so yeah, it's nice, but it's not really doing it for me, because I briefly saw it. I need to watch the other half, and then obviously it's going to be, oh my god, look at that, wow, that is the world's tiniest drawer. Be careful with them because they get stuck up the canal. Gonna need a cocktail stick for this. Something up that crack. I don't think these are a pain to get out once they get stuck. So, oh dearie me, how am I gonna get this out? Okay, a minute. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Oh, lovely. Oh, sorry about that. I had really lovely dinner today. I had Iceland's are doing these onion and steak mince pies, and I thought, I've never had them before, so I'll give them a go. But oh my god, I'll tell you something. The meat was very sort of sloppy-fied. It's not like chunks of meat. It's like all churned up and stuff. So it felt like I was eating nothing. So then Jenny's been saying that her store is open, so people have been going in there, so I'm super excited to see what she's going to be getting. So that'll be good. And as I said, we've got lots to talk about, but I really can't remember what it is now. Like, I was trying to figure out what I was doing on Friday. Oh yeah, so Sunday was Wild at Heart Day. After I cleaned up, like done all the housework and stuff, and this episode was quite it was quite a funny one. So let's think here. So it would have been episode 4, and basically Danny is trying to learn how to shoot a lion with a tranquilizer, and I mean, it's been like a week ago, so I can't remember all of it. But basically, Olivia and Evan go wandering off into. They go wandering off, obviously, into the bush, what they call the bush out there. But before that, Evan wanted to go with Danny to start this line. She wanted to, because basically Danny had too many pregnant lions and they didn't want any more pregnant lions. So what they did was they went off. And so Danny and Anders du Plessis was waiting for the lion to come and they couldn't find her. And so Evan's on the back of the, the Jeep thing, and he goes, she's there. And Danny looks over and he goes, she's magnificent. And it was funny because to attract the lion's attention, they took a CD player. And in the CD player was supposed to be a squawking pig. But of course it wasn't, and Evan changed the CD, and Danny was like, yeah, very funny, Evan. And basically that didn't work, or, they played it and it sort of didn't work. And then Evan comes over, well, Evan was still in the Jeep, and he goes, she's over there. And of course the lions heard her. The lions heard him, and I think he came running over, or the lion ran away, and Danny was not happy because obviously he's been waiting all that time. And he just vanishes, and he goes, you're going home, like, and he was saying, like, what was the last thing I told you? And then I think he got annoyed because when he dropped Evan off, obviously Sarah was wondering what had happened, and Danny and Evan were fighting, like arguing, and he goes, only because he can't shoot straight. And yeah, so that's when they sort of run off into the bush with Evan and Olivia go trundling off. And basically they get lost, and then Danny and Sarah go out looking for them. Sarah goes in the helicopter with the owner of Mara, and then let's have a think here. So they spot someone, and that was Danny, and Sarah goes, it's Danny. They go down, and before that, as Anders and Danny are coming in the Jeep going home, you just see the Jeep just go bang and fall onto its side because Anders gets spooked, I think, and there's an antelope hill or something. And then Danny starts kicking the Jeep because he's annoyed, and it was like, could you not see that antelope hill? And then obviously he's helping Anders to walk with his, this thing in his chest, and then he wanted to spell out the word help in the ground to try and get help from if a helicopter goes over or something. And so and then Sarah wants to stay with Danny, but Danny says go back. And so Anders, and before the helicopter comes, he pulls out this big thing out from his chest. And Anders du Plessis as the helicopters as the helicopter's coming in to rescue them, Anders is going, there's a patient here, something to do with the patient here, yeah, the patient's here and he's getting covered in dust, you know, and yeah, the guy who plays him, he sadly died, but he's played by Dion Stewardson, and he's very funny in the film. He's actually my favourite character. And then it would go to Danny, then probably Evan, Sarah, then Olivia, Rosie, because Rosie's flirting with the owner of Mara. So yeah. And then she gets annoyed because someone, Evan lets meerkats in her room. I think that's at the start of the film. Going back and forth from the start to the end. He lets meerkats in the room, and she gets annoyed and was going, that's it, I'm going home. And then obviously she finds this other guy that she goes looking for, Evan and Olivia, and then they get a radio talk through, so that they found them, and then they start to have a bit of a flirtation and start kissing and stuff, and she's like, right, I'm staying now, you know, so she wants to stay. But yeah, I probably like jumbled it all up. It is 11 o'clock at night, so you know, yeah, so that was Wild at Heart. But no, towards the end, Danny then finds footprints of the lion, and then the lion's coming towards her, and the lion comes towards Olivia and Evan, and I'm thinking he must not have a tranquilizer, because he to get her to go away, he made like a shoot noise, but instead he shot her through the elbow, yeah, like near enough the elbow or the shoulder, and then they tried to get her back to the veterinary practice, and he nipped an artery or vessel, and then in the morning she passed away. So, and he gets very upset because he was going like, you will not die on me, you know, and Dion comes in and, well, Anders comes in and says, Danny, she's gone, you know. But yes, this week I'm gonna have a nice, beautiful roast dinner. So yes, it's been so tempting to eat that moon pie, because I wanted to eat it right now, and I was like, no, because I need to like show you guys first. Like I've never had the chocolate one, but it's just too much to import. I used to import the candy over here through my reship thing, but there was just so much fees with it, and I had to bosh it on the head. So now I actually got them from TikTok Shop. So yeah, I could only get like 3 things. I wanted more, but it turned into like 33 quid something, and I didn't want to spend too much in case I didn't like it, because it is American food. Like, I don't really know what Chips Ahoy is. Obviously it's a cookie, but you know, I've got to be careful with things that perhaps don't agree with me, you know. It could have like things in it that I'm not allowed to have, you know, so I didn't want to spend too much. But I'll tell you something, that kissy drink, Sun Kiss berry lemonade, oh my days, like, I don't think that's American. I think that's, I'm sure the lady said it was Japanese, so that comes from Japan. But either way, oh my day, like, so good. And then after this I'm gonna whack a bit on. I'm trying to get through as many videos from YouTube as I can, like just trying to get the queue down, and I've got to be up for 8 o'clock apparently for that bloody gas check, and yeah, it's gonna be annoying because I can't start filming because it's between 8 and 1. I can't do any filming. I can't do any like, check in any YouTube because I need to listen out for the doorbell and stuff. And I mean, I suppose I could watch YouTube until they come and then just like pause it and then carry it on when they go. But yeah, so it's quite a lot. So yes. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is, I can't remember when it was. It must have been a couple of days ago. I'm filming this on, the calendar's not even here. I think it's somewhere like the 29th. But there was a big ceremony thing about the Holocaust. And if you don't know what that is, I don't know too much about it. But from what I understand, there was all these people that had to go to this concentration camp. And apparently they all got told to, they come on a train or something, and some were made to work, and the people that wasn't good for working or something had to go to a different part. Well, they got told to go to this like place, if you like a hut thing, and they said that they were going for a shower. So they had to go into this I don't know what you would call it, a hut, a container, whatever it was, and they said that they were all going in there for a shower, and basically they're all thinking they're going for a shower, and they basically gassed them. So basically people like screaming and shouting to get them out of this gas chamber, and they gassed them. Like, that is absolutely terrible. And the museum, apparently they've kept it, because I sort of think, why keep something like that there? Like, why do you want to be reminded of that? And apparently it's like a museum now. So, and the king was there as well, because this concentration camp thing apparently is in Poland. So yeah, terrible, absolute terrible. The way they suffered in that, and apparently they wouldn't be given like food or stuff. But at 8 o'clock they told everyone to like on the the news and that, they said to like light a candle and stuff, because there was this like this ceremony thing going on at Guildhall Hall, is it, in London? And Rita Chakrabarti, who does one of the news, she's a news presenter here in the UK, she was there, and then she said everyone's encouraged to light a candle. So I didn't really want to dip into my Valentine's Day one, but that's the only candle I had, and I did light it for about an hour. But yeah, as I say, I don't really know too much about what the Holocaust thing is, but I only know sort of like bits and pieces of it. It's something I would need to do research into. I mean, I think we learnt it back in school, but that was bloody years ago, so I can't remember that far back. But it was on for like 2 hours, and you saw like all these people like just putting candles onto the table, and the survivors, there were survivors there, and apparently they hid their identity or something so that they wouldn't be put in the gas chamber. And one lady broke down crying and stuff. But what I found fascinating was that everyone that went up there was accompanied by one of the staff members. So yeah. And then April's coming up, so we'll have Big Brother's back, and then I think Britain's Got Talent. So yeah, I can't actually remember what else I've done though for the weekend. And I said I've got lots to talk about, but I can't remember now. I've done W.H. Smith's, I've done Lloyd's, I've done the Holocaust, that was one I wanted to talk about. Yeah, my mind's gone blank, I'm afraid. And I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure it'll come back to me. It was something to do with the news, and I can't. Oh yes, that's it. So you know the war in Gaza, was it? Well, people have been returning home to Gaza, and what they've been doing is they've been bringing in like medical supplies and basic sort of like food and stuff, because it's awful. They've had to go back to a town that's basically there's literally nothing. There's no buildings, nothing. So I don't actually know whether they're like where they're sheltering, but yeah, there's literally nothing there. So let's do a check here. The 1's done, 3's done, 5's done. Let's do a bit of 3 next, because we've got a bit to do here. And then on the news they were saying that this helicopter crashed, and there was 3 or 4 people on there and they all died, but this person that was watching it happen apparently was just spinning and spinning and spinning going down, but I don't think it was intentionally supposed to happen. It was an accident or something. The pilot couldn't sort it. But I'll always remember, does anyone remember that story? It's called, is it MH030 or 303? It's this plane, MH380 or something like that. But this plane, it's an incredible story. But basically what happened was there was this pilot on the plane, and all of a sudden it went missing or something, so it was following its navigation, and they think that it got hijacked because the route it was going on, it turned round and it basically, like, they turned off autopilot, is it? And then it decompressurized, or Malaysia. It was a Malaysian air flight, but it was a very strange story because, like, all the people, I don't think there was no survivors. They all vanished and no one could find it. Like, it was not available to find. And then I think they found bits and pieces of the aircraft, and yeah. It's like them astronauts that are still stuck up in space. They can't get back because their aircraft is too dangerous to come down into, and apparently I think it's one of the aircrafts from SpaceX, their expedition thing is not due to go up yet, or it's been delayed, so they were only supposed to be up there for, I think it was like 6 days. So but apparently this guy that hijacked the plane, he had a flight simulator at home, so he was practicing like the route and stuff, I think, so they were saying. But yeah, I don't know on that one, guys. It's definitely it's like that Sally film, isn't it, with Tom Hanks, who did the film. This aircraft was failing and the pilot did an incredible job, and what he did was he landed the plane in the water, like I think it was down the Thames or something, and people would climb out onto the wings and then the boats would, you know, rescue them. But the way he sort of glided it into the water so that it didn't crash like that is fantastic. And you should really watch that film. It's called Sully, with Tom Hanks in it. It's really, really good film. quite like the film he does. Is it called The Passenger or something? The airport, the flight attendant, something like that. But he's in this airport, and I don't think he has money to get back home, so he pretends like he works there, and then they actually click on that he's not supposed to be working at the airport. But yeah, that's quite a good one. So yeah. Do you know, I can't resist anymore. I want to see what this Chips Ahoy tastes like. So this is it, big chewy Chips Ahoy brownie. Oh man, look at that. Oh my god, that looks like a chocolate brownie. Like, oh my god, this is humongous. Oh wow. Oh yeah, man. Let's try a bit. Oh crap, bad idea, bad idea. Why have I done that? Wow, okay, so yeah, it's actually got the same texture as like a brownie. That is really good. I think with the moon pies, if I remember before, you have to microwave them so they're like Pop-Tarts. But this is, oh man, look at that. Big chocolate chunks in this. Now she does do caramella and also the original, but I think I paid like, was it £3 or £1.40? Because you've got to remember that they're really expensive. Like, there's a company that I used to shop with and I don't anymore. Like, they're selling like a single Kit Kat. I think it's like pistachio, but like £3.99 or £3.49 for a Kit Kat. And they're called American Candy Co. or something like that. But yeah, American Candy or American Candy Co. But their prices are insane. And then when I emailed them to say like, why are you charging so much? They said because of like import fees. But I'm not being funny. Like, who in the world is going to pay £3.99 for one single bar of chocolate? Like a finger sort of bar of chocolate, you know? That is ridiculous pricing in my opinion. So yeah. It just got like, again, it was like 1 or 2 items and then you just couldn't order anymore because it was just getting so expensive. And I'm still trying to hunt down the zebra cakes. I cannot get hold of them. Amazon, they're charging £30 for like you know, like a 5-pack of zebra cakes. I love honey buns. Honey buns are quite a nice one. What else do we want? Oh, the Christmas trees. Yeah. Little Debbie's Christmas trees. Oh, mama, so good. But yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to have a piece of tea with that. But let's show you what the moon pie looks like. This time I won't do it over the notepad, but basically, oh wow. Oh, I've just noticed something. Oh my days, this smells gorgeous. Oh mama, yeah, that's going tonight. Look at that, I've just noticed, I'll try, but it's got a thick slab of cream in it. Oh wow. Actually, I think that's marshmallow, but it's basically like 3 pancakes stuck together, isn't it? Oh mama, that smells the bomb.com. My mouth is literally watering thinking of this moon pie right now. So, like, oh, because I've always wanted to try a moon pie, and someone sent me one on the channel once, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Really, really beautiful, and yeah, absolutely lovely. So I'm just so happy that they've got moon pies back. Like, oh, so good. I can't miss this, guys. I need to eat it. Oh man. What I'm gonna do, I can't take this no longer. I'm gonna have to go round there and up there, and then I'm gonna have to like cut this session short because my mouth is watering. I keep looking at it and I want it. So it's so annoying, isn't it? Like you wait all this time for it, because I had to wait like 3 days. Like ordered on the Friday, she shipped it on the Monday, and oh my god, like it was here today. And that's why there wasn't a live stream for Wednesday just gone, which would have been somewhere around 28th, was it? Because I was like, right, that's it, I'm going over to my office, I'm going to get these, and I'm eating them. Sadly, the drink I couldn't show you, but it's like a blue drink, which was that kissy drink that I showed you. But I couldn't resist, I had to have it. But I opened it up, I had bloody packing peanuts, and oh man, they're the worst, like having to go through all them peanuts. And then for some reason she wrapped the drink, even though this is plastic, she wrapped it in bubble wrap, and I thought that is really, really cool. You know, really lovely packaged. It was really nicely packed, but it was cool because she had like all these moon peanuts smothering, like you would dive your hand in, oh, we've got a moon pie, and oh, we've got a Chips Ahoy, you know. Why is it actually called Chips Ahoy, Linda? Can you explain? Because obviously you're American and you would know more about this food than I do in the UK, because we don't have it here. Like, for example, I couldn't go into a shop and get that off the shelf unless it's obviously a shop that imports it, because we don't sell that over here. It's like our Mr. Kipling cakes are your Miss Debbie's. And I actually saw a Milky Way, but it actually looks like a Mars bar. So it's like crisps. Your chips are our crisps, and then your fries are what we call chips. Does that make sense? Like, for example, you call trousers pants, so your pants are our trousers. Does that make sense? What other abbreviations is there? Prime Minister, President, that's another one. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore, but oh yes, I do know one. Cakes. So your cakes are our biscuits, and our biscuits are your cakes. So for example, this, although it's a cookie, you would probably call that a cake, whereas we call that a biscuit. Does that make sense? So, for example, a biscuit would be something I dunk in the tea rather than a cake. But yeah, anyway, it's probably confusing you even more, but we'll leave that session there. I would love to continue more, but the moon pie is calling my name. Plus I need to tidy up because I've got the gas man coming in tomorrow and I've got loads of washing up to do. Can't be bothered to do it, but I'm going to have to do it. So yes, I'm going to go and stick a video on YouTube and wash away and clear up all this washing up. Anyway, thank you for watching. That is the moon pie. Can't wait to try it, and I'm going to whack the kettle on right now, and let's get me Chips Ahoy. So please remember to like, share, subscribe, tap that notification bell if you want to be notified of future uploads on the channel, and always subscribe. It's totally free of charge. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.